Talk about disabling technology, because even though technology is designed to enable us, sometimes the way we use it is rather disabling. For example, do you do any of these things? I bet you do. Sure, we all do, right? But, how many of us come to these technologies with a message we want to convey rather than let the media drive our message? In other words, do you think in words and sentences that are 140 characters or fewer?
No.
No, but I do, apparently. If you want to tweet this, go right ahead. This presentation itself is an example of what could be disabling technology, in the sense that you can't really, in 5 minutes with automatic advancing slides, talk about anything that we actually get paid to write about. Like this, which I have no idea what this is. So, however, if we choose our media to drive our message rather than have our, then we screw up, like I'm doing now. But if we choose carefully our media, then we can go forward with a cool message. Let the message drive the media. So consider the metaphor of a one-man band. Which of these three is likely to pay a 2-hour concert at Carnegie Hall? Even if the guy is a virtuoso at every single one of these things, right? We somehow know, and there's science to show, that he couldn't be great at all of them all at the same time. So if he chooses the inappropriate media, in this case instrument, he might get street change on the corner. He might not. The multimedia equivalent of the one-man band is never going to show up on a news show. It's not going to show up on NPR, not going to show up in anything big. These people give away their content often for free.
Don't do that.
So this is a difference and a difficulty again now with technology, because this is eventually formatted on a Mac and now it's on a PC and it's screwed up. So I put the images there to remind us. In other words, a lot of us are thinking about how do we compete as people who do each one of these things versus people who are willing to give it away for free. That's a big problem, because I want to get paid. So we might think of this as the same kind of problem that the U.S. energy source has. As petroleum resources dwindle, we might think, wow, we've got to rely on multiple sources. We've got to rely on coal and natural gas and nuclear energy, and there's biofuels. Just like we might say, wow, I have an old way of telling the story. That is going away. I need to find new ways of telling the story, and I might have to rely on multiple sources, and then whoops, wait, then we become multimedia man. We don't need to be multimedia man doing everything all at once at the same time. No, we don't need a better network. We don't even need better hardware. We don't even need better software. What we need is to use our technology to enable us as storytellers. We're storytellers. We have an unlimited resource, stories. So the question is, how do we get our technology to help us make better stories? Because a storyteller standing alone on Carnegie Hall stage can sell out the whole show. So these guys have money in their pockets because they've realized that, hey, I should learn another technology, because indeed, if I do, I can find other ways of telling my story than perhaps the traditional writing way. And, they've become enabled, so they're in a sense kind of bionic, in the sense that they've got this other way of doing it. And you say, well, wait a minute, there's this 24-hour news cycle. There's no way that we can tell stories so fast and have them still be really good. So I ask this question to all of you and say, when is it news? I think it's news when we hear about it, not when we produce it. Right? I mean, So if you are somebody who is writing a story about something that, lasts in the media for a week, a day, a month even, the story's just going to scroll by so fast you won't even know what it is, right? So we have this chance to be bionic with our storytelling. We can be the $6 million man, the bionic woman. We can be stronger. We can deliver our message through multiple methods. We can be faster. We can deliver it immediately. But we really need to focus on the question of how can we make it better? We have the technology. How do we make it so that our stories are bionic? I'm Robert Frederick. Thank you very much.